Welcome to Double Drivel, an NBA podcast. Hello and welcome to another episode of Double Drivel. We are a weekly podcast offering a fan's perspective on the news and issues surrounding the NBA. Thank you for joining us. My name is Greg, and I'm joined as always by my co-host JT. You can find us on Twitter at Double Dribblers or email us at doubledrivelpodcast@gmail.com. JT, what up, my friend?
Hello, Greg. I am hanging out at the house. Things are good. Game 2, we're doing this on a Sunday, so Game 2 is just a few short hours away. We're gearing up for that by catching up on Game 1.
Game 1 feels like it was so long ago, but it wasn't. It was only Thursday, and I have to say I was a little hoarse in the morning, but we'll get to that in a second. We got a lot of other fun stuff, too. We're not going to go this whole episode without talking about Bryan Colangelo either. Don't you worry about that one. But as JT said, let's get right into Game 1 of the NBA Finals. JT, I got to ask you, did you watch the game?
I did not. I listened to the second half on League Pass Audio, so that's how I took it in.
Love League Pass Audio. Who's calling the game? Was it whose announcers you go with?
I think I did Golden State's for one quarter, and then I switched to Cleveland for the next quarter because I'm all about fair play.
Insufferable, those Warriors. Ugh. All right, so Game 1, LeBron James, 51 points, okay? Now, I think that would have been the news had J.R. Smith not just lost his mind. But this isn't new for J.R. Smith. This is something he has done before. When he was on the Knicks, he had a very similar thing happen. Obviously, the Knicks were never in a game that mattered that much, but he pulled the same thing a few years ago when he was there. So I can't say that I was shocked, but if we're going to focus on the play in question before we talk about all the rest of the game, you have in the notes here that the missed free throw by George Hill could be considered a choke. Do you consider it a choke?
I mean, I don't think he intentionally missed that, if that's what you're alluding to.
No, and I don't think that he did intentionally miss it, but I don't think him missing was the worst thing in the world. I was actually yelling at my daughter at the time who was sitting next to me, dear God, they need to miss and get the rebound. That will leave them with no time to do anything but get a shot or get fouled or certainly not let the Warriors get the ball. And he missed. J.R. Smith gets the rebound, and I'm like, yeah, I am going bananas. I'm so excited. J.R. Smith, of all people, got the rebound. And I'm like, all right, Durant is right on him. All right, he's going to go back up with it. Just fucking pump that shit. Go up with it. Fucking he'll go up and either get the foul or get the basket. Do it, J.R., what are you doing? J.R., what? Oh, he's running out for a three because all J.R. Smith can do is hit threes, right? So he must be running out to the three-point line. And he's weaving, but he's making those moves that like a person only makes when they're trying either to get fouled or not get fouled, or like it's not a basketball move that he was doing. He was literally just dribbling around like an asshole. And I'm like, oh God. And you see LeBron's face at a similar time go, oh God. And he turns and tries to get a timeout, but there's nobody looking at anybody. Nobody's doing anything but staring at J.R. Smith like, dear God, what the hell is happening right now? And he looks up at LeBron, and LeBron's face, as you have in the notes here, unbelievable the face he has on. Like, JR, what the hell are you doing? He throws the ball quick to George Hill in the corner. He can't get a shot off, and we go into overtime. And I will tell you right at that moment, not only did I know that they were going to lose the game, but that was a moment that they may not recover from. And LeBron thought he had that game. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that he thinks that often, but you could tell by his face the amount of work that he put in for it to go down like that, probably worse than any other way it could have gone down.
Yeah, you give it your all, and then you lose it on someone else's just lapse. Just a complete mental lapse. He forgot the score, Greg. He didn't know what the score was. And I'm
sitting on my couch at home, and I know what the motherfucking score is. I knew the score the whole time because I was paying attention. It's not like there's any shortage of screens or anywhere that he could find out what the score is there. So, I was I was beside myself.
How do you think LeBron feels knowing that he went to bat to get J.R. Smith his contract and all that? And so all right, we'll roll right into the post game press conference and the suits, Greg, the fucking suits again. They're just going to keep doing these goddamn suits, aren't they? LeBron was go. Yeah, please.
Yeah, even worse. I saw it before the game because he wore it to the to the arena. So it wasn't like it was a shock after the game. I saw him before the game. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Custom designer suit, but the pants were short pants, also known as shorts. And they said it was
yes, extremely short pants. Yes, they're not like Dwayne Wade, like where they're just short pants. They were shorts that weren't
40 grand, 40 or 50 grand. They said for one suit or LeBron suit and the accessories. Anyway, so after the game, LeBron's on the podium. He's taking questions, and you can tell he's not into the J.R. Smith questions.
How could he be?
Yeah, I know. I mean, the one reporter in particular just wouldn't let up, and LeBron ends up just stopping him short, and then he gets up, he grabs his bag, puts on the shades, and he walks out, and he tells the press pool to do better tomorrow. So kind of a tense post-game situation. Got to be a lot of feelings going around LeBron's head if he put so much effort into that game. It's his friend that made such a fuck up, such a monumental fuck up, just at the absolute worst time possible. So it's got to be weird, knowing that that's your boy and you got to put him in that position, and this is the outcome. So, fuck, it's got to be hard.
He has so few jobs. He's a scorer. That's his job. His purpose is to score. All that thinking he was trying to do in the moment, not his job. He really just needed to do, instinctually what he should have been doing. But as soon as it went to overtime, that's when the Warriors, when I hate them. When they get into overtime, they're like, oh, let's start playing. And they're hitting every shot, and they're fucking, like just having a good time, and everybody's smiling, everything's great. Like, no. Stop smiling. Everything is not great. You guys never should have put yourself in this position if you think you're so good. So I want to see, I don't know. I don't think they'll be any better because they didn't learn anything from it. If they had lost game one in that sort of way, I think game two they would have come out swinging. But I don't know if they do. I just don't know if they take anything away from it that they should. And LeBron, dear God, it's like he has to win 5 games now if he's going to win the series because he already practically fucking won one of them. So just a lot of work to put in on his end for someone who has so little responsibility to fuck it all up.
Well, Greg, there might be a little help in the distance coming for LeBron because we have Coach Ty Lue going on record saying a very familiar friend of this show, Rodney Hood, will see minutes in these NBA Finals.
So Warriors in 5 or 4 maybe.
You don't know, Greg. Maybe he's got a little something. Maybe he's saving it up. Maybe he's ready to go.
He's been sitting on the bench a lot. He's certainly rested.
Well, he's getting minutes, so I'm going to look forward to them, and I'm hoping that he can help a little bit. And
what does that tell your team, though? You can behave like an asshole. You can do whatever. You can just, refuse to play at other times, but when you get to the finals, be like, all right, guys, I'm ready to suit up.
I think it's more a sign of desperation than anything. I think what his episode of not going into the game is kind of forgotten at this point because they're so knee deep in these finals.
Small potatoes at this point, huh?
Yeah, get points. We'll do. I will suck your dick for points, Rodney Hood. Do anything.
Rodney Hood, you give me 2 threes, I'll give you so much more.
Anything.
All right, and and the meme was born forever of LeBron directing J.R. Smith towards the correct basket. Just it's that sad moment where a great man realizing that a game that he had won 51 points. He was going to walk into that post-game press conference with his stupid shorts on and his ugly suit, a hero, a conquering hero. He was ready. And it all fell apart.
He forgot the score. Simple as that.
Unbelievable. All right. Now let's go to something that's a little more fun.
Fun for us.
Somehow a little less tragic. Bryan Colangelo. We've had a little time that's gone by now, so the story's really percolated and developed nicely. So it turns out that there were 5 Twitter accounts, and he was blaming his wife. Last I heard, do you have any sort of update on that, JT?
Not on the wife side of things, but on the broader spectrum, they busted Bryan Colangelo, the GM of the Sixers, running 5 burner Twitter accounts and just being reckless with them, leaking confidential info, criticizing players and stuff.
Why? How many burner accounts do you have?
I have 0. You have more than 0, I think.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I almost treat my main account, God rest its soul, as a burner account. But, whatever. It's fine. It's all
Moving
good.
on. I'm talking about.
Please continue. It's not about me. It's about Colangelo.
So I guess the act that is most incriminating and violating team policy would be the one where he just kind of randomly responds to some reporter about Jahlil Okafor's injury and his inability to pass a physical.
Or a ball, or shoot a ball, or dribble a ball. Please continue.
So this was discovered and broke by the Ringer, and these guys are. I mean, we've talked about the Twitter triangulation strategies these cats use sometimes, and it's fucking amazing. They caught wind that it might be someone that was privy to more information than a normal person would be, and so they started kind of snooping around. They were able to identify 5 accounts that they had their eye on, and then what they did, Greg, was they called Colangelo's people. I don't know if they called him directly or talked to his assistant, and they're like, hey, we're doing this story. We kind of think you have Twitter burner accounts, and they named 2 of them. Only 2 at that point. And then the guy's like, okay, well, let me talk to my man and I'll get back to you. And then they're watching these accounts, and then boom, just like that, all 5 are gone. He took them all down or set them to private. So that's pretty incriminating.
It would take his wife longer to do that if it was hers.
And then the stuff with the wife comes in where it's like, okay, let's all play this out as fairly as possible. What if it's not him? Even though it sure as shit seems like it's him, who else could it be? Well, it would have to be someone that had access to his information or something of that nature. And then they start saying maybe it's his wife. I kind of think like he planted that seed himself of it being his wife because it's anyone but him.
I'm sure she loves that.
I'm sure she's great. Oh yeah, put it on me, honey. I'll take it for you.
Oh, is this leading on the news? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Make sure they get my name right and they have a nice updated pic.
So, Greg, how fucking heated would you be to be owner of the Sixers? Anyone in the Sixers that was still reserving the possibility that LeBron James is going to come on board to that team next season, it's out the window. I mean, there's no fucking way. LeBron, he's not gonna come into this mess because this is a fucking mess. It's not gonna happen. So you just cost yourself the opportunity to grab, the best player of all time, and I imagine that pisses a lot of people off.
Yeah, I would go on a limb and say the Mavericks and the 76ers probably not destinations for LeBron with the kind of stuff going on in their front offices.
Nope. But the Sixers, you could make the argument that they were a possible destination for him, and I think you can very easily say no, not anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I really thought he was going there anyway, but there's no way in hell he's going there now.
I think that could be said pretty confidently at this point.
Yes. Say it again. It's a good one. What would you do this if you were in his position? What did he stand to gain from this? What was the big reason for doing this? And did he feel like he was successful for a certain amount of time? Was he getting chesty on the account? I didn't go back and look at any of the tweets on the account. And once they were closed, I'm sure there was a lot of gold in there.
There's a lot of yes, you can still access them by way of screenshots that people have taken, and they're out there. I mean, aside from the Jahlil Okafor can't pass a physical thing, it all seemed pretty fucking petty to me. I mean, like, it was like stuff that you would think that some random ass fan who has 10 to 15 followers would say. It wasn't like heavy duty bombs or stuff like that, which it makes it that much more curious, because why run the risk of such a incident for what seems, at least now, to be such trivial fucking like quips about nothing in particular.
Yeah. I mean, you could have, I don't know, maybe addressed these man to man with these with these guys that are playing for you, huh? Well, that would have been a hell of a place to start.
Because it's not great. It's not like he's some intern, who like didn't get a seat on the bus or something, and he's the general manager. I mean, he's heavy fucking clout over this organization, and you would think he has more direct lines than anonymous Twitter like shit talking.
He put on by almost by David Silver. If I remember correctly, when they got rid of their other GM, Hinkie, when they got rid of Sam Hinkie, the NBA, I believe, kind of nudged the Colangelos into that spot, saying, "Hey, why don't you get somebody, reputable in there and run your organization properly?" So this is kind of slap in the face for a lot of people.
Crazy. The wild times.
Just wild times. Stay off Twitter. You watch on ESPN at 5:30. One of my favorite guys in the world is Tony Kornheiser, and he's an old man, and he knows he's an old man. And one thing that he says every time there's a story is, "Why is anyone on social media? Why?" Every time it's the same thing. Why? He's like, if I was on there, I would lose my job, and that's why I would never go near it. So I just think that's good. I think more people should have that outlook. At least realize it's just dangerous. Because look, when it starts, you just get so petty so quickly. This guy's a general manager of an NBA basketball team. I mean, this is one of what? There's only 30 of those jobs, right? So to lose a job like that, it's like being a head coach and losing the job. There's only so many of them, and to get the job again is so difficult. It just, unbelievable. But if you have anything more to say, please. If not, we will move on to something a little more fun.
I'm good. Said my piece.
Got it all out there. Brian Scalabrine said Rajon Rondo is one of the smartest players he's ever met. Now, is that player thing a qualification? Like, is that like because they're mostly not smart? Is that like the smartest not smart guy, or how's that work out? Why didn't you just say one of the smartest guys he's ever met?
Geez, you're really fucking dissecting this, Greg.
Well, I mean, it's just, you throw it out there. It's smartest players ever met,
Well, like, he's a basketball player, so it's like, I think it's a very fair question. I don't think he's a basketball player, and who's the best? He thinks Rajon Rondo is one of the best players he ever made. He spends all his time with basketball players, so it's what he knows.
I know two things about Rondo. I know that he loves peanut butter and jellies, and that he is a master at Connect Four. Well, I guess three things, because remember there was that stupid shake, too. Wait a minute. Did you make and eat that shake?
No, I ordered. I'm still waiting on the collagen peptides, but I got the other ingredients.
Oh, my God. All right. But, yeah, Connect Four master as well.
Scalabrine says that Rondo was able to call out the other team's plays and also able to call out their phony plays. So, for example, Scalabrine says they were playing, and I mean, these guys were playing in different conferences, so they only play like 2 times a year. So, Rondo had gone as far as memorizing a non-conference team's plays well enough to, when they called a play that wasn't in their book, he was able to say, no, it's a decoy, and just kind of like wave it off like no one do anything funny. They're just it's not a real play.
Is that because he's played on every team in the league?
Mr. Funny Man over here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I'll believe that he's smart. Kinda
Player
wish they
IQ.
can.
That's what they call that, Greg. That's like it's a very high player IQ.
There you go. Well, good. I'm happy to hear that Rondo's doing so good. I'm actually happy to see that he's playing, well again. And he's on a decent team. That's, because he was not doing well there for a while. You think about those couple months. I guess it only was when he was on the Mavericks. Not good. Bad scene down there for Rondo.
That picture they got of him this playoffs, Greg, where he's looking crazed. You know what I'm talking about? It's like he's looking all crazy-eyed during, I think they were breaking up a little scuffle. Sounds like you haven't seen this photo.
No, I have not. You have to send that over to me in a minute here.
I'll shoot it over to you.
And you got a little time because it's time for Flashback. And we're going to flash back to June 3rd, 1984. All right, June 3rd, 1984, Magic Johnson handed out an NBA Finals record 21 assists as the Los Angeles Lakers beat the Boston Celtics 137-104. In an age before they were jacking up threes all the time, it was 137-104, JT. Isn't that insane?
It's crazy. It's fucking bonkers, Greg.
Just bananas. And it was game 3 of the championship series that the Celtics would eventually win in 7 games. Now, I didn't realize that even back in 1984 that they were still playing the finals this late. I thought that the finals kind of creeped up this late over time. I didn't realize it's been for that long.
Yep. Always right around when we were finishing up school, from what I remember. That's that time of year is when it all wraps up.
I heard someone say something about LeBron the other day. They said he has Karl Malone's body and he moves like a point guard. Like
they say he's bigger. They say he's bigger than Karl Malone now.
That's crazy.
He keeps getting bigger.
He's like that movie with that kid, and the thing. All right. You want to do some flashbacks, JT? We did flash.
I would love to do it next week. And again, right now we'll do predictions.
I think we should do predictions, but I see I have a little message here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah, Rondo looking insane. Damn. All right. Let's do some predictions. All right, we'll keep it easy. I don't want to guess the whole series because we will talk before the series is over. Who's going to win game 2?
Well, I want the Cavs to win, and if they don't win, it's pretty much over, right, Greg?
The game the other night, does that give you more hope that they'll win or less hope that they'll win?
In a funny way, it makes me believe in the physical ability of the Cavs to win. I worry about like the mental ability to like pull it out now. Because like you mentioned, go through all that work, you put up big numbers, and then you lose. Like that could take a toll. So, man, my heart says Cavs, but my brain says Warriors.
From what you've seen in the playoffs, is this one of the greatest, couple months stretch you've ever seen out of a player?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Even if he loses, like even just, let's say, right, it only goes 4 games, a sweep, they lose. Unbelievable, right?
I mean, I would find it hard to believe that there's people out there that say anything else. I mean, are there people out there that say that this is like a trash season from LeBron? Like, he hasn't...
Well, I mean, I think there's a difference between trash season or not. He's playing every minute of some of these games.
I mean,
it's just incredible. I don't know. And he played more this season than anyone else in the league by like a huge amount of minutes. So I don't know who these monsters would be that would say something bad about him, but
like, look at this scrub taking all those guys' minutes. Fucking
for real. Put Rodney Hood in the game. What the hell's this guy taking all Hood's minutes for?
Scumbag.
This LeBron James guy wants it all. It's all the glory. No, you know what? That's the thing. And the most unselfish player I think I've ever seen that could score 51 points. My man is always looking to pass. It's just no one's ever looking to shoot. No one's ever looking to step up. The only person that will shoot when they get the ball, besides J.R. Smith, obviously, is that unbelievably ridiculous that he's even on the course. Even worse, I'd rather see Rodney Hood when they put Jordan Clarkson. When they put Jordan Clarkson in, I just put my head down because he jacks up every shot the second he gets the ball. That guy's taking more shots when he's in than LeBron does. What the hell is wrong with him? And who puts him back in? Who lets that happen? It's just completely unacceptable that guy is an NBA player and behaves like he does. I can't stand it. I just can't stand to see him when he's in the goddamn game. I'm screaming on my couch, don't pass it to him. He will shoot the goddamn ball, and the second he gets it, he shoots it.
Yeah, we're good on Clarkson minutes. Let's keep those at a minimum.
Clarkson and Hood, not series winners. If J.R. Smith is your best option, which it's sounding more and more like it is the more we talk, I think that's probably bad. All right. Another great episode there, JT.
Yes, sir. We're going to watch the game tonight, a couple hours.
I hope so. We're going to watch it together?
I think we might.
Oh, boy. My favorite. All right. We're going to be back next week with another episode. I hope not wrapping up the finals, but who knows? Could be. And in the meantime, you can find us at Twitter at Double Dribblers, or you can email us at doubledribblepodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to the show on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, YouTube, and don't forget to check us out on Instagram. And until next week, we'll see you on the internet.